Hey everyone, this video is for those of you Gemini who are in a twin flame connection. So you could have a Gemini sun, a Gemini moon, a Gemini rising sign, a Gemini Venus sign, or you could be watching for your counterpart that's a Gemini. Because it's not going to suit all Geminis, just take whatever resonates. So if you feel it in your heart and soul, it's resonating for you, and the message is for you. It could be part of the message. The whole thing might resonate. Who knows? But if it does resonate and if you like it, please like, share, comment, or subscribe, or all of the above. For those of you who are new to the twin flame journey, or you'd like to know more about it, I'm doing a series on Instagram called the Twin Flame Experience of things that I've channeled, things that I've experienced, things that I've witnessed, just to kind of help people understand what this journey is really all about, like different points about the twin flame connection. And that you can find me on Instagram at Candy Wishman. Okay, so we're going to look at what is going on in the connection, Gemini, for those of you who are in a twin flame connection. And we're going to look at the surface of the connection, what's hidden in or underlying, or what can't be seen in the connection. We're going to look at the direction the connection's moving to, energy that's being released from the connection, and what else? Oh yes, where the connection is moving to. And also a message from the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine's higher self to those of you Gemini who are in this collective. Now again, keep in mind the energies could be reversed. An example, maybe you're a Gemini, but this reads more for what your counterpart's going through. And also if you're watching for your counterpart, know that even though you're connected on a soul level, your journeys are two different journeys. So what they might be going through in this next week might be similar, but won't exactly be the same as what you're going through. And just to keep that in mind. All right, so let's take a look. What is on the surface this week for those who are Gemini and in a twin flame connection? What is going on the surface? Well, okay. Gemini wants to get to work here, guys. And I just... Oh, man. Okay, so let's set this up a little bit better, shall we? While my camera's swinging in the breeze. All right, let's bring this back a little. Sorry about that, guys. For the sake of authenticity, I'm not going to restart the video and start all over again, even though we didn't really get a whole lot. I am going to keep this one particular one that has flipped up. This is the Ace of Wands, and for some people, this is like passion in your pants, if you will. So that could be going on the surface. You could be feeling a lot of sexual energy this week, but it's also a space of creative expansion. So expanding your consciousness is one of those ways. So it could be expanding your consciousness, Gemini. So let's take a look. What is going on? What isn't being seen, or what is hidden in the connection or subconsciously for those who are Gemini in a twin flame connection? Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles. So this to me is apprenticing, or it's like a new concept, a new beginning in the physical. It's you're sort of trying to determine, or maybe it's an energy coming through where you're starting to see your reality differently, where you're starting to want to manifest different things into your life, and the connection is doing that for you. Okay, so let's take a look at the direction the connection is moving to. this week. For those in the Gemini collective. Oh, it's moving into a direction of, this is emotional communication, an offer in love, something coming forth on an emotional level. This is the Knight of Cups. So this is a possible offer of love. This is getting very interesting for you there, Gemini, I gotta say. So what energy is being released from the connection this week? What energy is being released from the connection this week? Ooh, yes. Yes, this is so good, Gemini. So this is the, sorry. This is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is all about, like, it's like this sadness, boredom, discontent. So I feel like, and we'll kind of get through that as I go, like I'll go back over the cards after we look at the underlying energy. But you're releasing this sense of discontentment about the connection. And you're, see how she's lamenting over these cups, but there's this spiritual connection, this soul connection being offered to her, and she's still lamenting over what she has over here. So I feel like that need to release that poor me energy and that victim energy is going to be amazing for your connection. All right, so let's see where the connection is moving to this week. We know what direction it's going in. It's going in an emotional sense of emotional communication, or I feel like your counterpart's going to be reaching out, and there's going to be an emotional exchange there. So where is it moving to? We know what direction it's taking, but where is it moving to for those who are Gemini in the Twin Flame Collective? Yeah, that's awesome. A Six of Pentacles. So this can mean a couple of things. What's coming to me first was a sense of balance. There's going to be more of a sense of balance between the two of you. And this happens often if one of you was the runner and one of you was the chaser. It's very unbalanced, but somewhere along the way with this new concept of reality, releasing the poor me, releasing the sadness and the boredom or the discontent, allowing passion and creativity to expand your consciousness about it, is allowing for that balance between the two of you to take place. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on in the underlying energy. Oh, wow. All right. So we have the Strength card, the Three of Cups, and the Lovers card. So what I'm getting was, yes, the Lovers is the Divine Union card. So there may be some of you who are coming into union this week. And union isn't the heavy burden we think it's going to be. It's not going to be this epic running into I mean, for some of you, maybe it will. I'm not going to judge if this is your thing. But you know, the odds of you like randomly seeing each other and running passionately into each other's arms is not necessarily going to happen. Union might just be that first initial step of communication that builds on that. What I'm getting from the Three of Cups energy is to be lighthearted about it. There's an energy of needing to just release the expectation and intention behind making it so heavy. You have a choice in how you want it all to go down. That's going to require you, it's going to require a strength, sort of a mastery of your emotions, to not let that expectation that comes from that emotional, the need to validate the whole thing emotionally, right? Our emotions are reactions to our protective ego, and our protective ego needs validation, but that's not necessarily what needs to happen right now. You have a choice, because this is also a choice card, how you react to the reunion. Okay, so I feel like there's going to be, again, on the surface, there's that magnetism, that sexy, passionate energy. It's going to be actually strengthened and anchored by this Page of Pentacles, because it's going to be a reality. It's not going to be a fantasy up in the clouds. It's going to be a reality coming in for you, Gemini. There's going to be an offer of love. There's going to be an emotional communication. So this may be your counterpart being like, I love you. And I feel you deserve to know that. But it could also be them reaching out to you and just having a safe, loving sense of communication between the two of you instead of this heavy, burdensome, like back and forth. It could just be a very flowing, loving communication. That's going to happen when the energy of the discontentment and the boredom, the discontent, especially for you Geminis who are naturally, and I have some Gemini in my chart, so I get you. It's not a judgment, but it's like those scroll moments. It's hard for you to stay grounded in the moment because you want to be excited by all these different things. What Spirit is saying is when you release the expectation and you just hunker down in your truth and your belief and call on the Pentacles energy a little bit, this naturally comes, the excitement and the inspiration. But it's also allowing you to become more balanced in your expectations and what's going to happen in your connection. So I feel like that's a really cool place to be. So let's see what the Divine Masculine's higher selves, the Divine Feminine's higher selves have to say to those Gemini who are in a twin flame connection. And the higher selves that are speaking right now, they may or may not be Gemini. They just like to speak to the collective, whoever comes through. I always say a prayer when I start doing a reading, and I call on my higher self, my counterpart's higher self, my soul guidance team, anyone's higher self that would like to get a message through to their counterpart. They can work through me as a conduit to share that message. So that's kind of how that all rolls out. So let's see what we have for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. Okay. Let's see what else they have to say. Can we get more to clarify from the Divine Masculine to those Gemini? Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. Okay. So what does the Divine Masculine have to say? Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance and regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Okay, so this may or may not be a specific message. It may be specific for some of you. But what I'm getting very clearly from this Divine Masculine is that this feeling of sadness and boredom and discontentment is coming from something that happened in your past. Now this is twofold, guys. So this could be an actual situation with your Divine Masculine that left you feeling sad, and you have regrets over how things have been left, and you're not sure you can trust when he comes back. So he's saying stay optimistic about it. Keep positive, keep that high vibration, because what happened in the past is something I can't change. I can only be here and present and now, and I can only do things to help change the future. So what I'm also getting is for some of you, which is the second message, is that you learned a long time ago, possibly in your childhood or adolescence, that you weren't worthy of this cup. And even though in your heart and soul knows that these cups aren't what you deserve, you've been programmed to believe that you're only deserving of what's in front of you and not something that requires faith and trust and positivity. So the only reason I say that is because when we look at the past, we look at the childhood. So he's saying again to those of you who are struggling with inner child wounds that have corrupted your personal belief system and sense of value, to stay optimistic, to stay positive, to stay faithful, and to trust that you are deserving of this love. Okay. So now we have from the Divine Feminine, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments and perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So what I love about these two cards coming together is because, as you know, forgiveness is a difficult thing to do, but those of us in the Twin Flame Collective know that it is key to our own personal happiness. And it takes a lot of perseverance to go through those motions of forgiveness. Forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness for our parents, forgiveness for our counterparts, forgiveness for our friends, forgiveness for our family members. All of those things require us to elevate and step up into a higher vibration so that we are more open and loving and accepting of the love that we're deserving. All right, so Gemini, I feel like this is going to be an awesome week for you. I'd love to hear how things go, and I'd love to hear if there's been any unions or any progress, even with forgiveness or whatever. Feedback is always welcome. So be your peace, love yourself, share your light, and have an amazing week.